With Smithson Valley head coach Larry Hill and coach, sixth time in the state title game for not only the program, but for you as well. Third straight. I don't want to ask if you get used to it because it's so hard to get here. A little bit more clarity here as you kind of get ready for the ultimate game.
Well, there is routines that you'd like to follow and how feasible that is when you're playing off at a different site and different people running the stadium. And of course, you got to navigate hotels and meals and things that you don't do much or any during the year. So I think we've kind of trial and errored it, through the previous 5 trips. And so, you hope that makes it a little smoother, a little better. But if I've learned anything, we need to expect the unexpected because something will foul up our plans. But at the end of the day, 7 o'clock Friday, we're going to put the foot to the ball and we're going to play.
No greater San Antonio team has been to 3 straight state championship games. Some have won back-to-back, obviously Judson. Some have been to the state championship game a handful of times in 7, 8 years, but nobody's done it 3 straight times. I know the job is not done yet,
Right.
but just if you can speak to that challenge of consistently getting to that state championship game.
Well, we're very proud of that. Obviously we have work to do here in this next game, so we haven't spent a lot of time relishing that or talking about that. But it is an elusive prize to get there, and even more elusive prize to win it. And to be able to be at or near the top there for 3 straight years, something we do take pride in. It's very difficult to attain because not only do you have to beat good teams, but you've won for a long, sustained period of time, so you're always kind of the target for every team. Everybody's going to give you their best shot, and that makes it tougher to keep being successful. So, proud of our kids, proud of our coaches, our program, but we'll worry about that over Christmas break. We got a little work to do.
Right. Something you touched on just now, Coach. This is the first time that you've entered a postseason as the hunted. How much more difficult, or has it made this playoff run and really this season at large more difficult?
I don't know. We haven't dwelled on it at all. We had off-season meetings, and then one of our preseason meetings and one of our mid-season open week meetings where we addressed it. But really, we haven't spent any time talking about, hey, defending the title, or hey, they're coming after us. And for a long time, our program's mantra, our culture, if you will, has just been this practice, this meeting today, this opponent. We kind of treat opponents as nameless, faceless objects. We don't really focus on them, their mascot, what their fans do, or what's going on with social media. We kind of try to compete against a standard on a daily basis, and then we'll go play that team on Friday, and we'll see how that comes out. And it's an old Bill Walsh, old 49er axiom that we kind of got on maybe 3 decades ago. Is let's not pick a team or team. Oh, they're our rival. I think we probably are some people's rival. No disrespect intended, but they're not our rival. The Standard is our rival. And so to that end, I think that's been a little easier when, like you said, to defend a state championship. Well, we're not really carrying that albatross or that burden. We're just trying to be good today.
This year's team, Coach, the defense has been outstanding, and I know defense often a Smithson Valley calling card, but even by those standards, 3 shutouts in the 5 playoff games, just week after week, different guys making plays. It's a unit that had several starters and several key starters return from last year's state champion, but still, to go ahead and follow through what many people thought would be an outstanding unit, it's turned out to be.
Well, we do have some kids back. I think we had 8 back, but then Caleb Pigler moved over to offense, so it's down to 7, if you will. And then we've had some injuries. Some of those guys are out and aren't going to return. So new faces in there with the old faces, of course, playing different opponents, different styles, people attacking our defense differently than perhaps a year ago. And then obviously we've played some high quality opponents. And so, but we've always thought here, if you can't play defense, you can't win, particularly run defense. As wide open as some of the teams that we've played are, we still feel like our first priority is to stop the run and make them one-dimensional. Doesn't mean we can stop their pass, but we kind of know it's down to that. And then maybe our front can get after the passer a little bit. So it's been a challenge, but yeah, we've played well, and we'll have to play well this week, obviously.
Offensively now, Coach, balance, and I know that's another calling card for Ranger teams throughout the years is that balance you have, strong rushing attack, but you can also throw it. You can speak to the offense this
Yeah,
season.
balance to us means that they've got to defend the pass. They've got to defend the run. They can't sell out to stopping one thing and the other. And our offense, and a lot of people's offense, is take what they give you. If they're deficient here, we've got to have a way to get there, whether that's via the run or the pass. Or, they're ganging up on this one particular back or area. We've got to be able to have complement plays. And we didn't have a whole lot had a couple of offensive linemen back, really. And Hunter Haug played part-time at receiver last year. And other than that, we were kind of starting over on that side of the ball. And we've had some kids really step up to the challenge.
And we'd be remiss if we didn't mention special teams as well. You've had some big plays. Started the playoffs with a kickoff return for a touchdown, that opener against Southside. But also from a kicking and punting standpoint, Trent Amaya's been outstanding. But it's just been a unit that whether it's been blocks, punt coverage, punt rush, whatever it's been, again, special teams is something that not overlooked by any
Yeah,
means
we
here.
spend a lot of time on it, not just in the season, but in the out of season, even the summer. We just feel like that's a way to steal an edge that maybe not everybody does. We always tell them those block kick returns or punt returns, those touchdowns count the same as an offensive touchdown. And so we've had a lot of guys play well. You mentioned punt returns and kick returns. So obviously the guy running that in, Noah Johnson or Hunter Haug, they kind of get publicized and they do their job. But there's people making that happen. Trent Amaya, as a kicker or punter, get a lot of recognition. Maybe not enough, but but people know that. But guys who are covering kicks, Braden O'Malley, Leighton Camacho, guys like that maybe aren't getting interviewed, but they're doing some things in the special teams that allow us to win. And I mentioned Trent a minute ago. I don't know that anybody on our team or maybe anybody's team is playing their position or positions as well as Trent Amaya plays his, whether it's making field goals or extra points or spot kicking the ball anywhere we need on a kickoff or kicking it out of the end zone or punting for a 40-yard average, and we're blessed to have him.
When you look at the opponent here, Lone Star High School out of Frisco, Coach, you watch them, a lot of outstanding playmakers offensively. What will be key to knocking them off?
Well, we'll have to limit big plays. I mean, they live and die. They've certainly shown the ability to drive the ball, but through 15 games, all of which they've won, they've consistently been able to get a 60, 70-yard throw, or the quarterback, when 5 receivers are in the route and people are off all over the field chasing routes, there's seams between the D tackles and ends that he's been so good at stepping up and not only pushing through, but then making people miss and outrunning the end zone. Scrambles for 60, 70 yards, not just scrambling for a first down. And they're not really a tempo team. They're not really trying to go warp speed. I mean, they're just kind of a normal pace team, but empty backfields and then sometimes tight ends and backs and fullbacks in there. But he's the one that makes it all go. But they've got several D1 receivers, obviously backs that can score from anywhere. And when you get to the finals, they're going to have good players.
Right.
And certainly Lone Star's got, and I think their offense, as good as and outstanding as it has been, gets a lion's share of the publicity. They really had some really excellent players on defense, and their kicking game is really good. And so there's not any weakness there. We're just going to have to go up there and play our best and hope to make a few plays at the right time.
Well, Coach, we appreciate the time and want to end with this. So for you, and I know last thing you want to do is talk about yourself, but winningest active coach in Greater San Antonio, up among all-time wins when you project throughout the entire state as well, headed to another state championship, as mentioned, a 6 championship game, looking to defend a state title. What is the best part of all of this, Coach, for you?
Well, I think it's a cliche to say, the players and the coaches, the culture, but that's exactly what is it for me, just being around our players, our community, our coaches, Donna Moore, our secretary, my wife, um, family, being close, just the Smithson Valley aura, if you will, if there is such a thing, is really what makes it special. Does the winning contribute to that? Of course, of course it does. But um, all of that contributes to the winning as well. And it is a unique place. It doesn't have a town, doesn't have a city. There's no Smithson Valley, Texas. This school and its activities, and of course now we're talking about our football program, is kind of the town. It's the rallying, unifying thread in the communities that surround it, and it's unique. And it's very special, and it's my home.
Coach Larry Hill, appreciate the time. Thank you very much, and
Thank
best
you.
of luck
Thank you.
on Friday night. Smithson Valley takes on Frisco Lone Star, a chance to win a second straight state championship.